As
He
far
can't
as
be the president. He can't be the president. When your morals and your ethics are in
Gang.
question, you don't
what
need
up,
to
big?
be.
What's
What up,
happening?
D?
What's happening?
You don't need to be a representative of the United States.
Okay,
No, you
so let
can't
me
be
let me
president.
let me pause you right there. Let me pause you right there. So, you know, if we're gonna do that, what's up, B? We
I'm,
doing
I,
we.
I know where we already are. I already know.
I ain't even got to explain, but I want to touch on this real quick. So I
I know
love
where
it.
we are.
You came
I hear
prepared.
you.
I got you. Respect,
That's where
respect.
we are with it.
You came prepared. Now we can't conflate all these things together. So when you say that, and I'm not even a big Trumper. I really want to hear everybody's opinion. But when you say that he can't be president because you say he's known to be misogynistic and he had some things with women in the past. So who's one of the most famous Democratic presidents ever? Just think about it for a second.
JFK.
Nope. Yeah, bingo. What did Clinton actually got in the White House? He literally got in the White House. You know what I'm saying? So what's more
And
disrespectful? No. Let's wait. What's more disrespectful to America than to get from your mistress in the Oval Office multiple times, have sex with your mistress in the Oval Office? What's more disrespectful to America than that?
what's more
That doesn't bother me at
disrespectful
all.
to America is violating women against their will.
No, no, no,
That's
no,
more
no.
disrespectful
No, no,
to
no.
America.
Now,
I'm
now
sorry,
this
but
is
it
now
is.
wait, but this is alleged. We know Bill Clinton, Donald Trump is alleged. We know Bill Clinton has sex. That's what I'm
See,
saying. So
this is the problem with America. This
no,
is
no,
the
no,
problem
no.
with America.
I'm giving you two scenarios.
Everybody
True.
wants to talk about allege. No, this is
Grab him by
true.
the is not alleged. He said that. We heard it.
Those are
That's not
words.
alleged.
Those, bro, come on. Those are words.
Also,
He said
also,
that
also,
though.
also, to your Clinton point, he's the only person that it came out about. He ain't the only person that got in that Oval Office, but it's happened. We know that. That's not like
Well,
he didn't
okay,
break the mold with that.
okay. So we could do that, right? We could say that he isn't the only one. Sure, it's possible anybody had an affair, but the point is, he's the only person that was ever actually caught and lied. Remember, Clinton lied. He didn't come out and say, "Hey, you know
And you
what?
think Donald Trump has told the
No,
truth
no,
about
no, no,
everything?
no. Wait a second. That's what I'm saying. This is the Trump craze. We can't skip past it. All I'm saying is that it's all about perspective, how you see these people. So if Donald Trump had got from his mistress, if Donald Trump gets it next year from his mistress in the White House, you will not see it the same way as Clinton and Monica Lewinsky because of the perspective of how you see the person personally. Not about
It's about the shit that comes out of his fucking mouth.
no,
That's the issue. If
no.
you listen to the
That's
that he said out of his own mouth,
like what?
okay, there's no misconstruing it. Oh, grab them by the because that's how you
But
can
I'm
treat
giving
them. That
you
you can do that.
But I'm giving you two examples. I'm saying that
No, stop breezing over the point.
I'm not
This
breezing
is
over the
this
point.
this
You
is
breezed over my point.
this
I
is what
gave
Trump
you.
said. This is what
I'm
Trump said.
giving. Okay, so I'm giving two examples of actual things that were done. So we're talking about. You said someone shouldn't be president. So I said, here's a guy who has not been convicted of any.
Yes, he has.
Well, I'm
He's a
talking
convicted
about.
felon, bro.
I'm talking about the other alleged. You saying all these women that he supposedly did stuff to. Cool. I'm not defending them. All I'm saying is that I'm giving you two scenarios. You said he couldn't be president. Here you had a president, and keep in mind, I know you didn't denounce Clinton after Monica Lewinsky. He's still one of the most favorite presidents among black people. He's the first black president. All that stuff.
He didn't force her to do it. She did it of her own free
Twin,
will.
come on now. See, this is what I'm saying though.
He didn't
He
force her.
committed adultery. So adultery
Yeah.
so adultery's cool.
No, I'm not saying it's cool. I'm not
I'm
saying it's cool.
I'm saying
He,
you saw
in
wait,
the
you
very
said
least,
moral.
you know why
You
he's
said
so
moral.
popular,
You said the word moral a few seconds ago. Wait a minute.
right? Okay,
You said
so
he should have
but
morality.
he
You said
correct,
morality. So
and
someone
you know what, you know why he's popular? It's because he admitted it.
no, it's not no. He wait, whoa. See,
He at least he admitted
Denzel,
his wrong.
come on,
Trump has
twin.
never admitted
Twin.
anything.
Come on now. Bill Clinton. Let's not
Bill
forget
lied.
He
reality.
denied it.
Bill,
Yeah, he denied it.
he
He
Yes, he
said
denied
he
it.
said I did not have sexual relations with that
I
woman.
know he
and
lied.
Linda Starr.
But
Linda Starr told.
technically, he only got it, so he really didn't have. I'm just saying.
Okay,
That is sexual relations, though. That's some
What?
type of
you know
relation.
what? I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. I'm not saying that what he did was right. I'm not
No,
saying that at all.
I'm
I'm
not
not
saying.
saying that
Wait
at
a
all.
minute. Wait a minute.
And
I'm
and
saying
at that point, he probably should have stepped away. But what I'm saying is that Trump has done a lot more dirt and never admitted to. And
no, 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 no,
this
no.
is stuff
You see
that's
what I'm
been
saying? This is
out
the
for the
this is
last
the Trump
30
craze.
years.
This
It's
is
not a
this is
Trump craze,
no.
though. That's what
Listen,
I'm
I'm
saying.
giving you this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is that I'm taking your words. You're saying, and I'm this is a reflection of a lot of America. So I'm not mad at it. I get it. I get it. That's why I love these type of conversations. But you said morally, right? You said morally he shouldn't be president. And I'm saying, well, Bill Clinton was president two times, still revered in the Democratic Party. Nobody shunned Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton lied and said he didn't have an affair. He would have never told the truth if it wasn't for Linda Starr. If Linda Starr didn't tell what Monica Lewinsky told her, if she never told that, Bill Clinton would have never admitted it. And it,
You can't even compare the two. Bill Clinton actually has a little bit more class than Donald Trump. Number
what are you
one.
talking about? Wait,
Number
whoa, 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 whoa,
two.
whoa. He literally cheated on his wife. Has had listen.
And
Wait,
Donald Trump
wait a
hasn't.
minute. Wait a minute. I'm saying Bill Clinton was the sitting president in 1999, close to 2000, during the time when.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
And Donald Trump has done a lot of dirt when he was in office, and
What?
over the course of his whole public life.
He wait, whoa, whoa.
He
He was only in
cheated
office
on
for
his
4
wife
years.
multiple times.
He was in office for
Number 1.
4 years.
I'm okay, and in 4 years, it's like you don't see
He
this
was
man's
also
character at all, do you?
No, I do.
he was
You just
impeached
think that he
twice in
can't
his
do
4
no
years.
wrong.
No, I didn't say that. What I'm
That's how
saying
you
to
act,
you,
though.
what I'm
You act
saying
like this man is just above
that's
all
not what I'm.
reproach. It's just
No,
it's absurd to
that's
me.
not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying to
Real
you,
quick,
go ahead, B.
real quick. Clinton up, and he was impeached for that. Right, that happened. In his two terms, he was impeached once. In Trump's one term, he was impeached twice.
Right.
That happened.
No,
Right.
I'm not
So
saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not making the argument that Bill Clinton is bad, Donald Trump is good. The argument that I'm making is that all of them have flaws, and well, let me take a step back. What do y'all think? Oh, I ain't got to ask you Jen, what you thought about what you thought about what you thought about the election loss. But
Not surprised,
look, everybody. This is what's
to be
dope about
honest.
America, and Zell said this earlier. Everybody, what's dope is that first of all, I'm not losing no friends. I'm not defriending nobody. It's ridiculous
right,
because whoever you want to
right.
vote for, that's crazy. Because I see
That's
all up and
stupid.
down Facebook, people are like, I'm unfriending everybody. I'm like, y'all lost your
That's
mind.
stupid.
It's just
That's
not that
Yeah,
stupid.
serious.
that's the thing.
But
People have
That's
the
the thing.
right to vote for whoever they want to vote for. I don't care. I don't care if they voted for Trump. My issue is that if you're going to vote for Trump, at least be honest. At least be realistic that the guy is a scumbag. Okay, admit you voted for a scumbag who, out of his own mouth, said you can't trust the blacks with money. And about his own, he would not put any blacks in positions to handle money in his casinos because out of his own mouth. I heard it, and this was from years ago. He said you can't trust the blacks with the money. You can't trust the blacks with the money.
well, okay, so all right, so
And
the argument,
him and his family have a
the argu-
history of real estate not immigration, but what's the word?
so the
Um,
discrimination.
discrimination.
But the
Probably,
argument,
yes.
the reason why I'm somewhat arguing with you is because the relative scumbagness. If you really able to just take a look at some of the people, such as a Bill Clinton, such as a Joe Biden, if you're able to no, listen, if you're able to take a look at the relative scumbagness, you'll actually see it. The reason why you don't see it is because yes, Donald Trump's is much more overt. No one's going to argue with you with that. But when you start to look at things like morality and things like that, if you actually look at some of the other people who you think are so great, or they're on the Democrat
Nobody said
side.
that though. Nobody said that.
No, I'm giving you relative scumbagness. That's what I'm saying. To give you a
And Donald
relative,
Trump takes the cake.
that's fine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't see it like that. What I'm saying is that what's important to me, in my opinion, what's important is that you understand the relative scumbagness of the people that you're looking at. Because you can have two people who are scumbags standing right next to each other. They just do it a little differently.
Let me tell you something.
Wait, listen, it's important. It's important, in my opinion, for one to be able to see that. Because if you can't see it in politics, that's how you really get tricked, when you can't see it. The best thing about, I'm not saying that you should have voted for Trump. What I'm saying is that on the Democratic side, there's a lot that people haven't been able to see because everybody is feeling emotional, and that's what's blinding people. Well, let me let y'all talk, man. What do y'all
I
think
just think
first?
I think the Clinton analogy is maybe not necessarily the best one. I hear what you're saying,
Yeah,
and I'm not saying you're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong, but the Clinton analogy, his crime wasn't a crime against the country. It was a crime against his wife. He cheated on his wife. That happens every day. People do that. Women cheat, men cheat, people cheat. The crime was infidelity, right? I think the thing is, when we look at the the scumbagness of the people, it is very overt with this guy, right? His character as a person is what I think we're all against. It's not so. Listen, if I wasn't necessarily 100% down, in for Kamala, I wasn't. And
right,
I told you in a couple episodes ago, if they would have presented somebody else, you might have got me this way.
right.
But this guy is the character of the man that I can't sit with, and not just him. It's the emboldenedness and the empowerment that the people who support him think they have when he goes in office. It's a whole wave of like it's just everything becomes overt, and what used to be covert racism becomes overt now. People just it's a
Bold with
change
it.
in the winds when he gets in office, and it's just a thing, bro. So it's the character of this person that at least I have a problem with. All things considered,
I can respect
Garbage
that.
can lid.
garbage can lid, absolutely.
You still doing the Cliff Huxtable garbage
That's what
can
it is,
analogy?
bro. It's the garbage can lid.
Mr. Zell Cross, please. I've been talking. I want y'all to say what y'all think.
No, I just think that Trump is very similar to another person that we had in office that was president that stepped down before he was impeached, and his acts were prisonable. Richard Nixon. He reminds me of Richard Nixon.
Nixon
Hands
was
down.
smart enough to step down.
Tricky
He was
Dick.
smart enough to step down before he got impeached.
He
Oh
did. He
man,
stepped
you're
down.
gonna compare Trump
Yeah,
to
he was smart
Nixon?
enough to do that.
Yes, I'm going to compare him to Tricky Dick.
You know how
Okay.
tricky. You know how bad Tricky Dick was.
You know how bad Trump is?
He ain't as bad as Richard
Thank
Nixon.
you.
He ain't
Somebody
even
tell
close to
him.
Richard Nixon.
All he do is lie. Trump lies so much, man. He
You know what I'm
lied,
saying?
lie on top of
Again,
lies on top
again,
of lies
Soup.
on top of lies. And hey, man, people
Nix-
like him anyway. They like, you know what?
Nixon,
It's
Nixon
okay.
stepped down so he didn't get impeached.
He
Trump
did.
took two impeachments. He took two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Look,
did you see?
So
What?
Trump had his. Yeah, look, he had his.
Rich,
He's been indicted. He's a felon, but he had his sentencing pushed back to the end of November so he could become president before he can get sentenced, because you can't
but
send a sitting president to jail.
He, he
but
can
that
pardon
that
himself.
case, that
He worked
case,
it out.
that Stormy Daniels case is really spooky. You guys got to take a look at that case. It's really spooky. It's really. I mean, most people, when you really, on the face of it, you can say he's convicted, but go take a look at that case. Look at the bones, the bones and the frame of that case. It's
on the face of it, you can say he's convicted.
Well, I'm saying that
The
on the face
record
of it.
says he's convicted.
Well, what I'm saying is that the case in and of itself is a very flimsy, spooky little case. Like if they had did that case against Clinton or anybody else, I'd be like, nah, get out of here. Because what y'all trying to do, y'all are trying to just. That's why they call it the greatest comeback of history now, because they basically just been trying to get him out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Is
That's
that what they're
really what it
calling it?
is. They wanted him out of. They didn't want him to run again. And quite honestly, so
He should have sat his old ass down
so
somewhere.
there's a couple of things though. There's a couple of things that y'all said. So and honestly, I'll be honest with you. I already knew he was going to win and handily, and I didn't even watch. I didn't even watch the election. I went to bed that night because I was like, I know he's going to win, and I'll tell you why I knew he was going to win. Only because, so I don't consider myself a Republican or necessarily a Democrat. If anything, I'm probably more of a Democrat because I always voted Democrat. But what I saw in with Kamala, and again, it was never excuse me, Kamala. Kamala.
Yes, get it
Correcting
right.
me. It's not on
Get
There
it
purpose.
you
right.
go.
This
Uh,
time, Kamala just sound black to me. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. But but Kamala, what I saw in her, and what I tried to explain to a lot of people, is that it's hard to deny how bad of a candidate she was. And I think at the end of the day, I think it's something that the Democratic Party. Look, I would love to be part of the Democratic Party and be down. I mean, it's just so much stuff that's in the party, it kind of fell apart. And I know we're trying to pretend that it didn't, but when they look at it now, Joe Biden actually would have done better. She did actually worse than Joe Biden would have done if he stayed in. Or excuse me, she got less votes. My apologies. She got less votes than he got in 2020. That was the number. So she just did a bad job. She didn't answer questions well. She wasn't a strong candidate, and I know, the disdain for Donald Trump makes people not really see how lacking she was as a candidate, but she was extremely lacking. If you go and comb through her campaign, it was very weak, and that was one of the things. I think she just didn't answer the main questions that American people cared about, and ultimately, when you look at it amongst black voters, Donald Trump got a lot more than he got last time. I think he doubled it amongst black
He
voters.
got a lot of
And
Hispanic
then
vote too.
which
Hispanic
is
voters
crazy
like,
to me because the first order of business is mass deportation.
Right.
yeah,
So
but you know what? But you know what? B, here's the thing, though. That's what I'm saying. The problem is that American people see how people are conflating the two. So Hispanic or Latino voters, they're also. This is the boat that Kamala Harris and the Democrats missed. They don't realize that black people, Hispanic people care about the same thing. So illegal immigration isn't just a white man thing. It was literally something that Latinos who are here legally care about. Same thing as black people care about. And I think where they missed the ball is that they played the same playbook of this wasn't really a racial election, I don't think. I think it was really an election where people cared about certain things, and I don't think she spoke to it as well. I think she had a reasonable chance to win from day one. Quite honestly, I didn't. I didn't know a lot about Kamala Harris in the very beginning. I mean, I knew of her, but I think she had a reasonable chance to win when she stepped in for Joe. I just don't think she did a good job really connecting with the voters. Quite honestly, you know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Minus Trump.
I think she did a good job connecting with the voters. I just don't think that she did a good job connecting on certain issues. I think that a lot of people liked her for what she represented as far as being a woman, being African American, being South Asian. Um, but I don't think that she connected with a lot of people on certain hot button issues. And there were certain things that, again, didn't make any sense. But on the flip side of that, I think that there's a lot of people who did care about certain issues, which abortion and women's reproductive rights is a very, very hot button issue right now. I mean, there are
But
people
people,
who are
people
who
didn't.
should really be concerned about that. I
But
just
people
read a
didn't. People
story.
didn't vote on that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
People did people
no,
did vote on
it
that.
it seems that you know you know,
A
if
lot of people did. A lot of people did not vote for Trump for that reason.
yeah, but a lot of
I talked to some people at the polls.
oh
There were
yeah,
some people who didn't, who that was one of their main reasons why they didn't
individual
vote for him was
individually,
because
yeah,
of reproductive rights.
individually, yeah. I'm just talking on a grander scale. Like that's why vast majority white women didn't show up for her either because the whole
I mean, I
reproductive
agree. I
rights
agree with you.
they really
I agree. I agree
they,
on that
they really
level.
thought that that was going to be something to for her to win on, and I think that it was very simple. The only two major issues were immigration and the economy. Abortion was not something that's going to win her the election. So in my opinion, I think
That I do agree with.
you know what I
I
mean.
agree that in order to really win the election, I feel like she should have really focused on the two biggest issues, which I agree are the economy and illegal immigration. If she would have spoke more to that and had a bigger plan to that, I think that she probably would have gained more of the vote. If had she had a better economic plan, a better immigration plan, um, certain things like that, I think that she would have had a much better chance of winning had she really spoke to that. I mean, I think she spoke eloquently. I think that she connected with a lot of voters, but for me, I feel like that's what lost her the election was the fact
But
that she didn't speak to
but
those two real big issues.
I don't want to cut you off. Um, but I do want to say that don't look at me like that. I do want to say that this woman couldn't answer questions. She really couldn't sit down for interviews and actually answer questions. And I think her running and ducking and dodging was the it actually hurt her the most. I think this is my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think that you know what would have been beneficial for her. I think is that because I know she was trying not to like shit on Joe Biden, but at the same time differentiate herself. I think me as a voter personally, if she had said, you know what, on immigration we made some mistakes, but this is what we want to do going forward. I can respect somebody saying they made some mistakes instead
You
of
wanted a woman
admitting,
to take accountability?
Tom.
Nothing. You wanted a woman to take accountability. That's what you wanted.
Well, yeah, because they empower. You know, you can't again. You
Look at his damn face.
oh, you said oh B. I sorry, you went. I see your angle.
Yeah, yeah. See what I did there?
Well, you know what?
Sorry, y'all. I love you.
She's taking accountability. She's taking accountability on behalf of Joe too, right? So so
To the moon, B. To the moon.
You're like, why I oughta.
why I oughta. All she had to do is say, you know, I made some mistakes. Well, we made some mistakes, and this is what we want to go do going forward. But to not be able to say we made some mistakes to me was just, I was like, it's going to be hard for her to really connect because, you know, it was obvious they made some mistakes. Just saying we made some mistakes, I think people would have been like, okay, cool. All right, well, what you want to do? I don't think American people are going to be like, oh, we know you made some mistakes. Everything ain't perfect, but what you want to do going forward? But instead of that, whoever was coaching her was telling her, just duck and dodge or blame Donald Trump. And I'm like, yo, voters weren't feeling that. And that honestly, she spoke eloquently about a lot of nothing. Like she wasn't able to answer the questions that people asked her. Simple questions, softball questions. And
I mean, Donald Trump is not the best answerer of
no,
questions
but you
either.
missing the point. In
Not at
life,
all.
okay, we just watched the World Series, right? The World Series just ended. The Yankees lost to the Dodgers. When the Yankees lose, you think they gonna go in the dugout and talk about how much the Dodgers suck and we hate them and they gonna say what did we do wrong? That's what this is. This is not about what Donald Trump is. It's about this is you know what? This is why a lot of
I'm just making
people
a comparison. You talking about
I
how
know
she can't answer questions. That
I
motherfucker can't
got you,
answer
but
questions either.
this is why more people left the Democratic Party than ever this season because no, they're not able to sit and say what did we do wrong. If I was in that camp, I would say, yo, what did we do wrong? Stop talking about Donald Trump. What did we do wrong? If we really wanted her to win, what did we do wrong? And I
No,
think that
I agree with
you
the
know
fact that yes, she should have answered certain questions better. Yes, she should have addressed certain
everything better.
issues a lot better. But when you talk about not being able to answer questions, I just don't understand what people see in Donald Trump because that motherfucker can't answer questions either. He goes off on tangents. He talks about weird shit. I mean,
Well,
he,
he
he
answered. So here's the thing. He does do that, but he answered the things that people cared about, right? So he addressed the economy and immigration constantly. He always
yes,
answered as to what.
because you know why? Because he likes to. One of the things I will give to Donald Trump is that he's able to gas people up. And when you
No,
gas people up, you get their vote. Yes, he does. He
the last
gasses
time,
people up like a mug.
twin. The
Yes, he
last time,
does.
the
You
last
can't
time
say
we
he
had
don't gas people up. Now
the last
now
time.
that's a goddamn lie. You
No, the
know
last
he
time.
you know he you know good and goddamn well he gasses people
I
up.
know, but the last time
He
we had
talks a
this.
whole lot of shit.
The last time we had this conversation, I said, here are the things he proposed about those two issues. And you couldn't hear it because you was like, nah, I don't like him. I don't
No,
like
I
him. I
heard
don't.
you. No, I heard it. I heard it, and I agreed with it. I get it. I understand
No,
it.
you was like, none of them things ain't gonna do nothing. That's what you was saying. And I was like, well, I was comparing the policies, and you was like, nah, nah, I don't care. I don't like him. And I said, you know what? Y'all gonna end up losing because of that. Because y'all, all the eye rolling ain't gonna win no campaign. I'm telling you.
Shut up.
But
You get
look,
on my nerves.
I'll say
You
this.
lucky I love you. You lucky I love
Listen,
you. You lucky you lucky you look like me too.
we
Shit.
family.
Yeah. God damn it.
Well, I'm gonna say
You
this.
lucky.
Let me say
You
this
lucky
one
I love
thing.
you.
Let me say this one thing because I've been doing all the talking. The only thing I'll tell you where it was over for Kamala, unfortunately, where it was over for her is that so most of the time she stayed in friendly territory. She didn't go in op territory too much, right? So she went to the View. The View is the most comfortable place for a female and a liberal and a Democrat that you can go. She went on the View. They told her how great she was and everything. They're clapping, perfect place to go. So one of them asked her the most basic question, softball question in the world, because they had to ask it.
You know you said this before, right?
I didn't never say this before.
Yes, you did.
I
You said
said,
this a couple episodes ago about her being on the View and how they asked her one of the most basic questions and she couldn't really answer it.
well,
And
the question in particular, if I'm sorry if I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. The question, in particular, question that she was asked was, "What would you do different than Joe Biden? Is there anything you can think of?" In her friendly territory, not op territory, she says, nothing I can think of. And I said it's over for her. You know why? Because all the people that are clapping for you, who are voting for you, all of them have higher gas, higher groceries, have all these different issues that they didn't have. And in their brain, subconsciously, they're saying, damn, it's nothing you would do different. Nothing you would do different with the immigration or the economy. Like that was the part when you're in friendly territory, you end up losing because it might have been people clapping that didn't vote for her because of what they're experiencing every day. So my whole thing is that I just feel like the Democrats need to. She didn't run a good campaign, and I think that it's an opportunity to learn from, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's how I.
okay. Can I say the last thing before we please, for the love of God, let's move on to a different topic. Um, Donald Trump, he should go back to serving fries in the drive-through since he thinks it's so damn easy.
And that's
Look, can we talk about
Well,
something else?
if I
yeah, of
could,
course
I'm
you
not
can.
mad at that.
That's
the
we're
one
not ending
I
on that.
think I think there's two things that we're missing that I just want to address real quick. She only had about 100 days to run a whole campaign to be president. That's not that much time. So she did a great job in that small window of time. Like, that's ridiculous to galvanize all these people, put this thing together, and run a legitimate race in around 100 days. She got a ton of votes. So there's a lot of people that really look to her and say, hey, maybe this thing could happen. She's the only woman to be on the ticket well, we had Hillary, right? But she's the only woman that looked like her, a woman of color, to be in that position. That's a win. So that's going to encourage young little brown girls, young little black girls to say, I can do that too. That could be one day a black job for girls too, right?
Yeah.
As Trump said, a black job. That's
Mm-hmm.
so insulting.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, and then the
The
other
optics
thing
make
is,
sense. Yeah.
to your point, yeah, she didn't want to distance herself enough from Biden. She still is the vice president. So you can't say your boss is as wrong as he is, which you could, but ideally she ain't want to do that. And maybe there needed to be somebody to say, hey, here's how you can do it in a soft way
Right.
where here's some soft touches where you can then create your own identity without
Right.
shitting on him, without saying
Right.
his presidency is trash. So yeah, she needed some help with that. But
Yep.
again, within around 100 days, I think she did a great job. I think she set it up for somebody else to run next that could look like her, that could, win. It's like in the Bible, a lot of people in the Bible didn't see the promised land, right? They died before it happened.
Right.
However, they set it up so somebody else could get there,
For
right?
sure.
Dr. King didn't see where Barack Obama ended up, right?
Sure.
Malcolm X didn't see it.
Sure.
Medgar Evers didn't see it. How many brothers in leadership positions did not live to see Barack Obama, but they set the foundation. They paved the way. He
Yeah.
stands upon their shoulders. So
Right.
there are some little brown girls, some little black girls in the future that will stand on Kamala's shoulders from what she did this time. So I look at it as a win.
Well said.
So,
Well
I mean,
said.
I can respect that.
I
I
want to
think.
sing us. I want to sing us. We shall overcome right now.
Well,
We'll take a spiritual now.
I can respect that. I think that the optics look good. I think the only thing is that I think that she didn't have a lot of time, but I think what's important now is the way media is formed now and the information all voters have. So voters are really looking for more than just hope and vibes. Voters are really paying more attention to what things affect them, and I think that this election kind of showed that. So I think that if she were to do it all over again, my only advice would be to just be who you are. Don't be afraid to be who you are and really just answer questions. Don't try to sidestep and be perfect. Just be yourself. Because honestly, I think a lot of people were thirsty to really know who Kamala Harris was, and I don't think she really presented that enough. So I think that that may be, if anything, and you guys might disagree, that might be something to learn from Donald Trump. Hate him or not, hate him or love him or hate him. You really know who he is, and that's not, you can't necessarily say that about Kamala Harris. I think that her style of campaign was something that we would have got back in '08 with Barack, or earlier. But I think in this present day, we have such a different type of dynamic with everyday people. Everyday people are so much more, I think they're more tapped in than when we give them credit for. You know what I mean? So if and a lot of people said this, if Michelle Obama wanted that nomination, they'd have gave it to her. And then Michelle Obama ran, different ball game, because now you have
Mm-hmm.
somebody. Well, first of all, and twin, this is no disrespect to Kamala, but she's not African American. That's first and foremost. There's no African American there. I'm saying that she's not African American. I was just correcting that. It's not something to be salty about. I'm just saying. But the point is,
What is your point, little brother?
you're sensitive tonight, man.
Tell me, what is your point, little
Okay.
brother? Tell me.
The point is, I went on a tangent. The point is that, like, Michelle Obama, my point was that if she had got the nomination, she is African American, so she could really galvanize the black vote and say, "Yo, I am you. I grew up in Chicago. I am black." You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to play that route, and she's extremely likable, and I think she's a better orator than Kamala Harris, and she's far more authentic feeling than her. So I think
Well, hopefully she'll run.
if she
When
had
Donald
ran,
Trump finally has run his
I think
course.
she'd either beat Trump or gave Trump a run for his money, for real. I know you hate
I'm
Trump. It's
gonna
America. You have the right
co-sign
to hate.
everything y'all just said.
Go ahead, B.
Now I'm gonna co-sign what y'all just said, but I really think though we really forget the importance of not just the presidential election, but like Congress. Like that's big. Really hard for a Democratic president to keep any of those campaign promises when Congress is on the other side and they're fighting them at every turn. And I think voters forget that. And we oftentimes will say, hey, well, this president didn't do this. Well, stuff goes through as a process. And if it's stopped at a certain, it can't go through. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We forget that as voters sometimes, and we like to blame the president for things not happening or things happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't always that office that does it. So I think that's a lot of times we as voters need to look into who the other elected officials are. and what they're doing and how they're kind of and a great example of that is the student loan thing that Biden tried to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In theory, great idea, but that got shut down through Congress almost immediately. You know what I mean? Like it's not. Those promises don't go far when the next branch of government is fighting against you.
Right.
So that's going to be hard. So that's why this next 4 years is going to be kind of crazy to watch because it's all Republican now. So if he introduces anything that what's stopping it from going through?
Exactly.
So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's a good opportunity. It's going to be a good opportunity to kind of see that if Trump is deranged as everybody says he is, there's a clear open road to really prove that or disprove that. So what's actually even more something to think about is that if he does run the country for the next 4 years and he even does halfway better than the last 3 years, the question will be in 2028. Obviously, he won't run again. But the crazy, deranged, racist Republican, I don't think that'll be a good argument for Democrats. They'll have to spend more time. A lot of people said they'll have to spend more time talking about what we are versus what they are not. And I think that's what I'm hoping to see is that. And now, if they mess up the country even worse and they do some radical, crazy stuff that people are suggesting, then I think it'll be an easy run. But if they introduce policy and the country's in better shape than what it is 4 years from now, what do you run on? Because really, there was not much to run on this time around, but crazy Donald Trump, and that won't even be something to really use next time. You know what I mean? So, but
we shall see.
We shall see. But again, I love all this because to me it's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? And people are like losing friends and going crazy. And I mean, I've seen so many, mainly women, no disrespect, twin. I've seen many women are having meltdowns on the internet right now. They are spitting at the camera and coughing and, crying and snotting all over the camera, all over TikTok going, I'm like, yo, what is going on? Y'all hate men, and that's why she lost. Y'all men hate women. Y'all just hate women. That's why we can't get nobody in. It's some girl that went viral. She just went crazy with it. We couldn't even get a white woman in the White House. Y'all just hate women. Anything that don't affect y'all men, y'all don't care about. I was like, man, somebody go get this girl a hug. Please. Please. Jesus, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a matter of hating women when there are women voting against women. So we can't,
Exactly. Well,
can't put it on
nonetheless,
that.
all right, we'll get off the subject. Well,
At the end of the day, I'm here with it. That's what we are. At the end of the day.
Oh man, but you came prepared. Ain't prepared.
Yeah, because I knew what you was gonna be on. I knew what kind of time you was on. The minute I was like, yeah, here we go.
So
Yep.
you was you just ironing that shirt around 8:30? You just ironed it, making sure the creases were in there crispy. Couldn't wait to put that.
I just felt like this was appropriate for today.
I don't think you're anti-Trump as F. I think you're fronting.
Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Okay.
I think you're playing it up.